So you just launched a shiny new website, built in minutes with an AI tool, looks great, loads fast, and your human visitors love it. But here's the thing. A lot of your potential customers aren't starting with a human visit anymore. They're asking ChatGPT, Claude, or Perplexity for recommendations first. And that's where your AI-built site might be completely invisible. Now, why does this happen? Well, the tools behind these AI website builders, like Cursor, V0, Lovable, Bolt, and Replit Agent, were trained on the web's existing code. And a lot of that code relies on something called client-side rendering, usually in the form of single-page applications. In simple terms, your headlines, pricing, case studies, all the stuff that sells your business, isn't actually in the page itself. It's locked inside JavaScript bundles. A browser downloads that JavaScript, builds the page, and everything looks perfect. But take the browser away? The page is basically empty. Here's where it gets tricky for business owners. AI crawlers like GPT-bot, Claude-bot, and Perplexity-bot don't usually run JavaScript. Running a full headless browser to render every page at scale is expensive, like 10 to 100 times more expensive than just grabbing the raw HTML. So, these bots take the cheap route. If your site relies on client-side rendering, that raw response they get is just a shell. The bot sees scaffolding where your business should be. Recent audits show that roughly 70% of JavaScript-heavy websites are completely invisible to ChatGPT, Claude, and Perplexity. Your site could look flawless to a customer, but be blank to the machine deciding whether to recommend you. So, what does this invisibility actually cost you? 3 big things, and none of them are small. First, you drop out of the answer. When a buyer asks an AI assistant for a supplier, a summary, or a solution, your business isn't even in the running. It's not that you're rejected, you're just never considered. Second, you lose machine legibility. Modern visibility depends on clean structure, semantic HTML, and proper structured data so machines can pull facts with confidence. An empty shell doesn't offer any of those signals. And third, you fail corroboration. AI systems cross-check claims before they trust a source. If a bot can't pass your text, it can't confirm who you are or what you do. And an unverifiable site rarely earns a citation when the assistant decides who to name. Want to check your own site? You don't need a developer. Just ask an AI chatbot a direct question about your company. If it hedges, guesses, or admits it doesn't know much, your site is probably unreadable to it. Then, look at your raw page source, the actual code behind the page, not the inspect tool, which shows the rendered version. If your written content is missing from that source, the bots are seeing the same emptiness. Now, fixing this means undoing some of that shortcut you took. The solution is server-side rendering, where the server builds the full HTML before sending it to the crawler. Most businesses get there in one of 3 ways. The first option is moving your codebase to a framework like Next.js with server components. That usually takes 2 to 6 weeks of developer time. The second is paying for a pre-rendering service like prerender.io, which renders pages in a headless browser just for bots. And the third is rebuilding on a platform that serves pre-rendered static HTML by default. Each of these works, but here's the catch. Each one means paying a developer to fix something the AI builder was supposed to handle. That's the trade-off behind the minutes to launch promise, and it's worth knowing before you commit, not after the quote lands on your desk. The practical takeaway? An AI builder can get a site online quickly, but quick isn't the same as found. If you want to be picked up by the engines your customers are asking first, your content has to exist in the HTML, not just in the browser. Build for the machine reading the raw page, and the human still gets a fast site. Build only for the human, and you might be missing from the part of the market that matters most this year. If you're not sure where your site stands, an audit will tell you in an afternoon, and that's a lot cheaper than learning it from a competitor's inquiries.